And today, everyone is gearing up for a big night in Detroit, the Democratic Party's second presidential debate by CNN. So 20 candidates over 2 nights, and Maggie Rowley is right there in Detroit with all of the details. Maggie, good to see you. What should we be looking out for tonight? A Warren versus Sanders matchup for sure.
Kimberly, always good to chat with you. And you said it perfectly, Warren versus Sanders. They're the big 2 names, the big 2 progressive powerhouses for the party. They're going to be head to head tonight. Remember, it was chosen randomly, but the fact that the 2 of them are going to be sharing center stage is kind of the major storyline tonight. What's going to happen? Now, historically in the past, the 2 of them, they say they're friends, they're buddies, they don't want to go after each other. And to be honest, they kind of see eye to eye on a lot of issues, so they might not even have that much to attack each other on. But, you know, Warren has seen a huge surge in the polls. Sanders has kind of been left behind a little bit. He's going to use that as a chance to battle back, try to get some points. She has the momentum, he doesn't. So it'll be interesting. Do they stay good friends? Do they start to attack each other? Do they attack tomorrow night's candidates? Do they attack President Trump? These are the questions that we're thinking about. But Kimberly, the other sort of storyline is that there are 8 other candidates on stage tonight, because there's 10 in total. And we're curious what we're going to hear from them. For a lot of those other candidates, the non-Warren and Sanders, they're more moderate. This could be their chance to really make a splash, to make a scene. Maybe they want to go viral. For many of them, this is their last-ditch effort to gain some momentum, gain some numbers in the polls and in fundraising. Because remember, everyone has to qualify for the next debate happening on September in ABC, and it's going to be much harder to qualify for that debate. So for some people on stage tonight, they're just desperately trying to hang on. It's going to mean some good drama that we're watching, Kimberly.
And Maggie, how much will the president be a part of the conversation, especially the tweet controversy?
Well, it's an interesting thought. And if we look back to the last set of debates, you know, in the first night of the debates, President Trump was hardly mentioned at all. The second night, his name came up almost nonstop. So what's going to happen tonight? You know, it's hard to imagine them ignoring some of these major polarizing issues, or tweet controversy, race, things that the Democratic Party really wants to stand up for. And especially as we mentioned, the fact that Sanders and Warren are 2 of the headliners tonight. If they choose to stay friends, if they choose to not attack each other, perhaps they instead go after the president. Sanders is known for always bringing up President Trump. So perhaps tonight will be no different, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
All right, Maggie Rowley right there in Detroit. Thank you so much. And we have all of our campaign reporters on the ground. So I want to check in with Adam Kelsey following the Sanders campaign and Cheyenne Haslett following the Warren campaign. Cheyenne, you know, Warren had a busy night ahead of this debate. What was that like for her?
Yeah, Senator Warren last night was in Toledo, Ohio. It's just a city about an hour south of here. And it was a city you drive in and you drive to the event, and it's closed storefront after closed storefront. A lot of reliance on manufacturing there. And Warren really delivered on her debut of her new trade policy, which is aiming to put workers ahead of big corporations, she says, in the future of trade agreements. That was something that resonated, as you can imagine, with that city there, just struggling with Jeep plants and an auto light plant, that the future of them staying in Ohio may be at risk.
And Adam is not with us yet. Cheyenne, have you talked to any voters on the ground about what they're looking for tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. And Toledo being a sort of a rural community, a lot of the voters there who were in from the surrounding area, and like I said, only an hour here from Detroit, a lot of people had passionate things to say about healthcare and securing quality healthcare and quality mental health care too for people who are struggling financially to make ends meet. They also were really excited about climate change. They really wanted to talk about how to address it, and they feel like farmers catch a lot of flack for contributing to the issue of climate change, and they want Democrats tonight on the stage here at Fox Theater to be able to speak to that level of how we can change issues relating to climate change for the everyday American and somebody who's working on a farm and is worried about runoff, things of that nature. So people were really amped up about any time Senator Warren mentioned environmentalists getting more involved in trade policies or how to address climate change through manufacturing and green research.
And Adam is with us now. Adam, can you tell us how Bernie is planning to prepare for tonight?
Well, it's an interesting question because when you talk to the Sanders staff and his surrogates, they kind of laugh about that question. They say he needs less preparation than so many of these other candidates because he's been so consistent for so long. You look back at his record in public life, stretching now almost 4 decades to his time of mayor of Burlington, Vermont in the early 1980s. He was talking about these same issues then, things like climate change, economic inequality, healthcare reform, as the mayor of that city in Vermont, the same things that he's going to be talking about on the debate stage. So when it comes to debate prep, you're going to get less of the traditional preparation that we see from the other candidates, not really the note cards and the briefing books and the studying. And instead, in these past couple of days, what we've seen from Bernie Sanders is he's continuing to kind of make campaign stops. Instead of being holed up in a room, he was traveling across the border to Canada a couple of days ago, buying cheaper insulin with a number of people who have type 1 diabetes, making a point about healthcare reform and the rising cost of prescription drugs. And then we were able to confirm late last night that he spent part of the day yesterday filming a campaign video with rapper Cardi B, talking about some of the issues in this campaign and Cardi B's support of Bernie Sanders. So instead of, like I said, studying, going over those note cards and those briefing books, still out on the campaign trail, making some, what he would say, important points about some of those positions.
All right, Adam Kelsey with us and Cheyenne Hazlitt. Thanks for joining us today. We're definitely going to be watching that. And you know that ABC News Live has you covered for tonight's debate. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, so don't miss it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.